on all of the platforms that I'm on here. So probably I'm live now, a little behind schedule. Actually, I forgot to tell you, I'm on Pacific time. Yeah, 5:30 Pacific time, and I'm still would be late if I was on that time. Anyways, I'm on the road, so doing this from my phone. Hopefully this is going to come through okay. I'm going to follow up. This is part 2 of my live from this morning on hope, and I'm going to give you some quick exercises to do related to hope. And then I'm going to do a follow-up on this too, because since this is so discombobulated right now, I can give you more homework and better homework. But when we're talking about hope, it's like, what are you looking forward to, and what can you look forward to? And is what you're looking forward to just a wish? And if you have a wish and you want to make that something that you can hope for and turn into a objective or a goal, there's a really good book, and it should be in the comments hopefully somewhere, by Gabriele Oettingen, called Rethinking Positive Thinking. And in that, she goes through this thing called WOOP, W-O-O-P. And it works really, really well. So you start with a wish, right? We always have a wish. I wish I could do this. I wish I could do that. Okay, so stop wishing and start planning. But before you get to the planning stage, you need to, the W's wish, the O, first O is outcome. What's your actual outcome of the wish that you're trying to get? The second O is obstacles. What obstacles are going to get in your way? And that goes back to what I was talking about this morning when you're talking about, are you fantasizing about everything, where it's just like, everything's rainbows and butterflies and unicorns farting pixie dust while they jump over rainbows? Or are you just worried about everything all the time, where to the point where you're like, oh no, that won't work, and you're catastrophizing the possibilities of what you could hope for to achieve in the future? So wish, outcome, obstacles, and then plan. And right, because before I said, if you're just wishing for something, if you have something you're going to do and you don't have a plan for it, then it's just a wish. So use that outline, use that framework, and go through, write down what you really want, something that you wish for, something that you fantasize about that you think would be amazing to have. What's the outcome of that? Because there has to be some sort of outcome. There has to be like a reason for doing that, whether or not it's intrinsic, something for you, extrinsic, something for the world, or a combination of both, because it's always good. I'll get into that and other things in the future, intrinsic versus extrinsic goals, and how they affect the way you think and the way you achieve what you achieve when you're setting goals and objectives for what you want out of life and out of anything. Figure out the obstacles. And when you figure out the obstacles, here's a little twist on that, is when you're looking at the obstacles, do an if-then. I'll go into more on this too, but do an if-then. If this obstacle happens, then I will do this. Because obstacles are going to happen, and come up with all the obstacles you can think of. If it rains, if there's an earthquake, if there's a tornado, if family comes to town, if it's a holiday, if it's a weekend, whatever, then I will do this. And that way you're pre-planning how to deal with those scenarios when they come up. And then the plan, right? So those three things together help develop the plan that you have at the end. So that's the whoop, 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 whoop process. So give that a shot. Like I said, I'll go into more detail on this in the future, but it's makes you highly aware of where you're at, where you want to go, and the possible obstacles and the possible problems and things that you'll run into. And people are like, don't be negative. Well, no, do for a minute, and then figure out what the problems are and the negative things that may pop up, and then deal with them in advance so you don't have to deal with them when they happen. Because if you have a plan in place to deal with the obstacles you have coming that you might and that you anticipate coming, then when they show up, you're just like, already thought of that. Done. I'll just sidestep this thing, go over it, under it, around it, just step on it. And let me know if that is useful down below in the comments. Let me know if you whoop something, put it down there. Put it down in the comments. Whoop it. Tell me what your wish is. Tell me what your outcome is. Tell me what your obstacles are. And the plan is for getting that. And the plan is a lot more involved than those first three things, right? The plan is like, oh, you know what, I want to get in shape. Okay. The plan is, after you go through the first three, is the wish is I want to get in shape. The outcome is I'll live longer. The obstacles are it might rain. I might not feel like it. I might want to eat cake instead. And the plan is I'm going to go start working out 30 minutes this week. Keep it simple. Get into that in the future too, as far as simple habits go. I'm excited about this because now if this phone thing works, going to all the places, I don't have any excuses. There's no excuse for me not to do this unless I don't have service or I'm driving like I was, but that's what happens sometimes. So with that said, have an amazing day. I guess it's evening now because it's better than